Good morning, everybody. I know a lot of you are over. Oops, I gotta kind of take that thing off, don't I? Good morning, everybody. I don't know how I put that back on, but yeah. So, there are people that will be trickling over from Dorothy's live as she ends it. Um, just in case anybody missed it, the sale from Sunday and then last night, those prices will be set. Hold on, let me take my blue light glasses off, or you guys are, it's gonna annoy you all the whole time. Anyways, those prices are good through, let's see here. How did I do it? I said 7 days from yesterday. So if you missed the live, you can always go back and shop and you will still get those prices through next Wednesday. So, all righty. Is everybody having a good day? I hope they are. We just got good news that Chris is out of surgery and feeling great, well enough for her to give her own surgery update. So that makes me very happy. Know that you're in my thoughts and prayers, Chris. Yes, I have them right here on my screen so I don't forget. And I'm kind of hoping for a bit of inspiration. I have some backup things planned, if not, but I like when I get inspired, like the other day when we were live. That was a lot of fun. So, let me say hello to everybody. Hi, Mary and Pearl. Pearl, you are a new name to me, so I'm glad that you found me. We have Dawn and Rosanna, and yep, there's Mary again. Okay. I'm sure people will be filing over, but yeah, there's a lot of good stuff in last night's sale. Gemstone pendant starting at $1, going on up, and I think the most expensive one was the Charite, but that's an expensive bead anytime you come across it. So yes. Alrighty. So yeah, let's start with the advent calendar because I'm really excited. And if I need a little bit, I could always open Saturdays and then tomorrow open tomorrow's and Sundays since the weekend is coming up. But let's go down to the mat and see what lies in store for me. So I'm going to start with yesterday's as it is my lucky number, 17. It's on the 17th of January. Oh, these are beautiful. I'm going to take them off this darker background because I don't think it's giving the full, it's not giving it enough credit, is what I'm trying to say. Look at that. It's so beautiful. I'm going to need to find a coin bead to go behind this and then like wrap the two together. This is absolutely beautiful, Rosanna. Here's the other one too, which is also very beautiful. This you wouldn't need to do much more with than maybe do a little bit of black, or even antique bronze or copper would be pretty with that. Those are beautiful. Thank you, Rosanna. And there are several points where you could start a connection. You could do so from here and have the flowers go this way and that way. You could do so from here and have the flowers going down. There was one other. So here, you could start it here. There are quite a few different points of connection. I love the little vines. That's so pretty. Oh yeah, that's going to be so much fun to design with. Thank you. Hi, Cheryl. Okay, you're gonna have to tell me what this gemstone is. or I'll do a quick Google search. Hi, Carolyn. Carol, I believe I said hello, but in case I didn't, hello. Okay, what are these ones? They are like a black and gray. This would be really good for a men's design, and you could even use all three in the same piece like that if the holes are big enough. If not, Steve is getting pretty good at drilling holes larger for me. So he could always do that. Let me see how big these holes are. They're standard size hole, probably 1 millimeter. But do you know what gemstone this is? It's just it's a type of marble. Okay, where do you go to look at the items you sell? You go to my channel here. Go to the live tab, and I have live sales. So the sale that got wrapped up last night started Sunday morning. So it'll say like the spend more, save more sale. And then last night's is the spend more, save more pendant palooza sale. And you can just go through, take down item numbers and a short description of which one you would like. If you have any questions, you can also reach out and ask away. And then you can just email me your order using my channel name at gmail.com. So it's Heather's or titistrinketsandtreasures at gmail.com. And so you just go that way, and you can just go through and watch the live. There's some shenanigans, usually they're fun. So you can shop any past live sales and reach out, and if I have it still, then it'll come your way. So okay, let's see. You know, this would be a very good, this would be a very good piece as like a stacker. Like, that would be beautiful. And so I might have to do that, especially since I already have a bracelet made just like that. You guys, when I wrap up here today, I'm doing a marathon video with Bargain Bead Box. I watched the first 5 minutes of Sarah Lovecraft's video from Tuesday and got insanely inspired by what she was talking about, which included telling those who maybe were having a hard time putting the box together to look at things as individual components, and then you will see a greater value. So, for example, this very simple necklace, look, it could go with the green as well. I'm gonna have to find these green beads now. Man, are they gonna be right here? I can find them, or am I gonna cry a little? Because they're not. This is just made using the English cut crystals, the freshwater pearls that came in the box, and I added very humble the little 5-petal flowers on the crystals and 2.5 millimeter spacer ball beads. I didn't want to bead cap the pearls, as I wanted you to be able to see the entire thing. But this one necklace could easily sell for the price of the box. So even if this is all you use out of the box and you don't want anything else, you can get your money made just from this one humble necklace. You know, I have 2 pearls left, and I have a few of the crystals left. So I will more than likely make a stacker bracelet using this design. I do have other pearls that are in the same shape that I could use to do so. But I don't know, maybe it'll just be the crystals. We'll see. Maybe I'll make like a pearl. But speaking of stackers, I was going to talk about this in that video, but I'm going to show you some here. There are many ways that you can make jewelry. And if you're like me and aren't necessarily a fan of multi-strand necklaces. Now, I'm not saying all multi-strand necklaces. I'm saying
Dakota, you liked taking treats from your owner.
Excuse me. I don't know why that video just started and came on. Oh, because I'm not in recording mode. There we go. Okay. What was I going to say? Oh, even if you're not, I'm mostly not a fan of making them because you have to figure out all of the like bead placement, make sure that one strand hangs nicely, that neither strand overpower each other, things of that nature. So I like to do stackers also because what if you have an outfit that you want to wear that has this green in it, and or you have, that's not going to work. I was going to explain that in a way that would work, but that didn't make sense in my brain. So these are two necklaces that I made with very similar beads. I had ordered a ton of these from Sam's Bead Shop when he put them up as box extras, and they were just sitting in the jar. So I did a marathon creating with it, and I made some shorter necklaces. I made one that is both silver and gold put together, so you could wear them. These two you can stack with. I made sure these earrings I kept very simple so that they could be worn with a multitude of things. If they just needed a nice neutral pair of earrings, you have these. But they do go with the necklace as well. So I like that because what I was trying to say is if say one strand has a color in it that doesn't go with your outfit, but the rest of the necklace does. If you do it as a multi-strand, you're going to put it to the side. Whereas if you do it with stackers, then you can just take off, not put on one of the necklaces that has the color that you're not wearing that day. So that's just my 2 cents on all of that. Like I said, I'm going to go through and do a marathon designing kit. I'm going to use these that I got from Rosanna in my advent calendar because it is the perfect colors to go with the box. I am so excited to get the companion bundle. I believe it is the most expensive one to date, but the value is there. If you maybe weren't such a fan of the locket like this, the pocket, she has a different style pendant cloth to go with it. This is what I thought as soon as I saw it. This can be the men's, and the other one can be the his and hers, or you can do it opposite of that. Whichever way you see it in your mind, you can do a his or her set with the clocks. I love all the colors. I love that they brought Crazy Lace Agate out. I have that. Funnily enough, I found my 8mm Alaskan Jasper, I believe they're Jasper, beads, and I prefer the 8mm color over the darker 6mm, but I'm sure that I'll end up using both. I have all of my stuff in stackers all sorted out so that I have everything in one place and can open and close quickly. I have a hard time digging stuff out of the trays or the like multi-compartment boxes. It's just part of my hands spasm a lot. So I find that I keep dropping them. I get very frustrated. So then I don't keep using them, which is not what I want to do. So this works better for me because I can see everything without it being cluttered, and it's easy to get to. I can pour a few out onto my mat and then go from there. But we're not designing with these today. I love this pendant. I want to find a beautiful coin bead to go behind it that like is a solid color. Maybe even a black, like obsidian, onyx, agate. There are so many tourmaline, black stones that I could design to go with that. And then, like I said, I see this coming. You can't, my face in the way. This will come in handy when I start designing because it goes with the box perfectly. So that's what I'm going to use those for. Let me see. I'm going to grab Saturdays, which will be tomorrow is the 18th, right? Or is today the 8th? Today's the 18th. So tomorrow will be the 19th. I'm going to open Saturdays, which is the 20th. And then tomorrow I will open those two together and we'll be going. Yes, they do not take as much space, Dawn. Exactly. And I like I said, my hand sewed them a lot. So I will drop stuff and whatever else. So it's so much easier for me to just open up whichever slot I want to use, pour a couple out, put the lid on and set it to the side. It works so much easier for me. It's easier for me to get them all in the same compartment together where I want them, pop the lid on, they're not spilling all over my mat. So I've been looking for a solution for quite a while on the best way to organize my subscription boxes in such a way that I can see them and use them without having a ton of clutter. So we're going to go to the 20th too. What about the black and red coin bead that was in the sweater weather box? I would have to find my sweater weather box. That's one that kind of grew legs and up and disappeared, which I don't know. Hello, Dorothy. Hello, Gloria. In case I forgot. Dawn. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to open 19, 20, and 21 are up here so I don't forget. Xana wasn't feeling well yesterday, and I just forget things. Oh my goodness. You guys are gonna think this is crazy, but it's perfect for the person I'm thinking of. This has the blues and greens and silvers in it. I want to make a snowflake and hang this from the bottom of it. I hope she's not lurking. My daughter's favorite thing to do as a child was to go fishing with her dad. There are so many fond memories. One time when she was like 5 years old, they were fishing and at a man-made lake called Tempe Town Lake here. It's a really nice one. They keep it stocked very well. You can rent paddle boats, all kinds of stuff. It's beautiful. They weren't catching anything, and Jerica goes, "It's okay, Dad. I'll just talk to the fish like Dory does." And he goes, "Okay, sweetheart." And she starts going, "Wah," like making all the little noises. All of a sudden, his reel just started shooting, unraveling at a very fast pace to the point that it then pulled his brand new pole into the water. He jumped in after it, ruined his cell phone while it was soaked, everything else. He gets out and Jerry's like, "See, Dad, I told you I could talk to them like Dory." It was hilarious. One of our favorite memories about that, the spot where they always went fishing, was so special that that's where Jason proposed to her. So if that gives you an idea of how much this will be perfect for her, yeah, there's actually a street that goes over the top of the lake, and they built a bridge, and we always fish underneath the bridge so that we would have the shade. The fish would also have the shade, everything else. So this is definitely getting turned into a snowflake right now. See, I knew something would trigger. This is so perfect. I can't even tell you how perfect this is for her. Well, I'm trying, but you know. Okay, so blues and silvers. Let me see. I'll probably do blues and silvers and the clear crystals, because I think that will be really pretty. I just had some out. I literally just had them out. This is so perfect for her. Oh, okay, there's some silver. I have a bunch of other silver right here. I'm just looking for these specific crystals that I literally just had in my hands. And now I don't see them. And that's gonna drive me batty. Were they in one of these stackers? Where's my silvers? Well, some of my silvers. Did I put them in here? No, I did not. I thought about doing so, but I didn't. Where did you put them? Oh, they're right here. So we'll probably do these little crystals. It's funny story about these crystals. I bought some crystal quartz beads that were the exact same shape, the exact same size, color, clarity, everything. The crystal quartz ones were $1.14 a bead. These were 5 cents a bead. And they literally look just like the other ones. So this is going to be our like focal. I want to use the light and dark blue crystals that I have. We might pop 1 or 2 of these on. I have these in 3 different sizes. As you all know, you've been watching me make snowflakes this entire holiday season. For those of you who are over them, I'm sorry. It's just the perfect thing for her. So yes, I'm just over the moon about this. Okay, I also have some teeny tiny. I'm gonna start with some spacer beads for the very center. I need to grab my snowflakes, which are over here, as well as those. Anything else that I'm looking to over here? Not like, sure I have junk things over there. These are my this will be something that likely my husband gives to her, but that I made her. So it's perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you, Dorothy. Thank you, Rosanna. I greatly appreciate it. These are some itty bitty sterling silver spacers, but I really do think this is going to be something that she uses for years. I do have this brighter blue. So do I want to do that? that blue. I do have them. They're right here. Sorry if you're seeing my hiney as I bent over. I didn't even think about that. I apologize. Okay, what do you guys think? Do I go with the darker blues? Or should I go with the blues that pull out the fish directly? I'm still going to use these as my focal beads unless I use one of the large silver ones as the focal. No, these are going to be focal. I have these. Do you guys agree that these would be better? Okay, you like the lighter blue? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was sitting here looking at it going, that's not exactly, I do have some clear in here though that I might want to use. So I'm just going to pull some out, and then if I need more, I know that this container is sitting right here. And then I could also make her a matching bracelet. I'd have to find a fish charm, but we could definitely do that. Okay, so here are my daisy spacers. There are multiple sizes in this one jar because I did that on accident and then did not have the gumption to go through and separate it. I was like, nope, I will just pour out a handful and go from there. Okay, so I want to start with the smallest one I have, which I believe is this one. I'm going to go here. Yes, that's going to be pretty. That'll be a really pretty center. Okay, then I want to go. Ooh, I have an idea. If I come from here and I do another little silver ball on top, then I could do a couple of these little bluebell beads back to back. I feel like there needs to be a crystal in there, but not that big of a crystal. Where did I see the roller crystals? I have some itty bitties, the little 3mm Preciosa crystals. I don't see them. Okay, so let's do one of the small silver luster beads that are in here. Here's the smallest one. Is that too big for right there? No, I don't think so. I just have to decide what I don't have to do anything of the sort. Okay, so we'll do the silver there. And then, like I said, we'll need a ball spacer on top of it. And then I want to do back-to-back bluebell beads. Like so. This would actually make a really pretty little snowflake just to keep going back to back like that. That would be really pretty. Okay, it kind of looks like a floral hourglass. Okay, then I want to put another spacer bead so that this bicone doesn't go like down inside. That's the wrong size. Doesn't go down inside and steal the bluebell moment. I'm gonna go back and swap out this bead for a smaller one as well. So instead of a 2.5 millimeter, I'm gonna put a 2 millimeter on here. And then I will do the back to back. My goodness. See what I mean? I dropped stuff. That one is not blue enough. Some of these bluebells are darker than the others, so. But I'm going to put another itty bitty spacer in it. And then the crystal bicone. Okay. No, I don't want the crystal bicone. Yes, 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 please. We might have to take the bluebells off because I want to do something that takes space. We'll see how it's laying out. Okay. Here's a smaller, bigger, smaller. It helps if you actually put it on the strand. See, I think we have to take the bluebells off. They're beautiful, but just not right for this. Because I just want to do, what do I want to put on top of it? Not the sheriff stars, because we're going to do those right here. Okay, I have these little disc beads. That will be very pretty. Then we're going to put on the larger blue crystal. We're going to do the small, bigger, small. I like the way they stack when you alternate. It gives the appearance of like one large spacer, which I really like. Okay, then the crystal. And then we're going to go small, big, small. The blue. Again, the goal is to have it on the bead. Small silver. And then the little round with the daisy spacer on top. And I think that gets us right to where we need it to be. I don't know. I think I want to put the silver bead on top too. Yeah. Okay. That's what the arms are going to look like. Let me grab my pliers. I'm going to grab my larger round nose pliers. These Comfort Care from Beadsmith, love them. this Xeron crimper. I'll show you how I use it if you haven't ever seen me do it. And then just my wide nose roundy pliers. And I call them Randy pliers because that's who I got them from. Okay, so we're going to bend that back ever so slightly. I'm going to take my larger round nose pliers. I'm going to tell you this is memory wire, guys. So it takes quite a bit. See? Oh, hold on. Let me move those out of the way. I might have to. I'm going to pull it off camera. It just sent that little ball bead flying. Here's the larger ones. Okay. If that doesn't stay on this time, then I will give up the effort. Okay. I've got it roundish. It's not completely round, but I think it's enough. I'm going to grab my Xeron crimper pliers and I'm going to take and put this loop right into one of the grooves and squish. Now, this one is actually a pretty large loop, so it'll be good to be the one that hangs it, though it is slightly crooked. That's better. Okay. Oh, I love this. She's going to love this. She's going to laugh, but then she's going to love it. Steve's going to come home. I'm going to show it to him. He's going to be like, that's perfect. You love when creators say what? Okay. That's another big one. And some little, small, big, small. Hello, Fern. Welcome. Okay. The first litter is due on Christmas Day. She has gone through little bouts of the doggy version of like false labor a couple of times now. She's very big, so it could be this weekend, it could take until next week. It's basically whenever they want to make their appearance. So, but they are due on Christmas Day, and then her sister's litter is due 2 days after that. So we'll have 2 little litters of puppies. This will be like the first time that they're born on Christmas, not just that they'll be ready to go home at Christmas or that they are just born around. So I've done Christmas themed names. So I might need a little bit of help from you guys when it comes to themes. I have done Beth, I'm still wanting to know what you mean when you say you love when creators say that. So I like to do litter themes. We've done state capitals. We've done, and you might be like, what? But there's Cheyenne, Phoenix, there were plenty of names. That was actually a big litter. So we've done candy. We've done, oh my goodness. I believe the last time we counted, I've had, I think it was 40 litters over the last 8+ years. So I breed my girls 2 litters on, or 2 heats on, 1 heat off. If they have a rough litter on one of them, I always do the next heat off. I want my girls to be able to still have a long full life after they're done with me. The ones we don't keep within our family then typically go out to followers of mine that do not have the financial means to pay the full price when they're full. So I get them spayed, get them a dental treatment, everything before they go on to their forever family. Because again, I want them to have their best life. And I remember my family went back and forth about, well, why aren't we keeping them, whatever. And the first one to go was Millie, or Von Millicent, named after Von Miller, the amazing defensive end for the Denver Broncos. But where did the big ones go? The day the lady came to pick her up. Now, this lady had been waiting. We actually had a litter we weren't expecting to have from her, so we had to postpone her going to live with the lady. The lady had been collecting little clothes for her for over a year. And it was funny because she came to pick her up and we were still really apprehensive. And Millie loves car rides. So it was funny because the second the lady did the with her key fob, Millie went running over to her car, sat there. The lady opened the door. Millie jumped right up in the front seat. Millie loved being in the car. It was her favorite thing. She always knew where we were going. And when she'd figure it out, she'd get all excited. She loved going with Steve to get Starbucks coffees for me on the weekends. So the lady loved that. She takes Millie to get pup cups. Never went to Starbucks before she got Millie. So, I'm very careful with all of my placements, but when you've had a dog that lived with you for 5 years and her ins and outs, her personality, all of that kind of stuff, I like to I'm just very intentional with their placement. It has to be the right place. I feel that when they're done breeding, they're done being in a multi-dog house. They just want to kind of be the center of attention. They want to go and live with these forever families. So yeah, I have 2 litters of Shih Tzu puppies coming. I breed Shih Tzu puppies and I breed Maltipus, which are a mix of a Maltipoo. It's a dad, and then my Shih Tzu females, one of the Shih Tzu females, and I do that because Maltipoos are kind of known for being neurotic spazzes, including the ones I have. So when you breed them with the Shih Tzu breed, which was, you know, bred for royalty, complete lap dog, everything else, it spreads it out. Plus, it elongates the snout and sets the eyes further back in the skull, getting rid of the eye and breathing problems that Shih Tzus are known for having. Shih Tzus are also known for being a bit temperamental and difficult to train because they just want you to cater to their every whim. And so with the Maltese and Poodle mix, it makes them easier to train. So there are positives for all. My Maltese have actually been placed all over the US because most of the time somebody got a Maltese who is like, oh, look, wouldn't it be cute to breed your dog with my dog and have puppies? They get one that way. And then they can't find them again. So when mine get posted up, they're more popular than the purebred Shih Tzus are. So I haven't had a Shih Tzu litter in probably 2.5 years. Did I mess up and put a smaller crystal on that one? Or is this crystal the wrong one? No, they're all dumped out from the same spot. But yeah. So yes, thank you, Miranda, for letting us know. Oh, thank you, Dorothy. I appreciate that. In case anybody popped in late, we had a lot of fun last night at the Pendant Palooza sale. Pendants starting at $1 a piece. And that's not just the like metal pendants, which there were some, but also some other gemstone pendants. Some went for $2, like champagne quartz. I believe we dropped down to $2 last night. There were some of the like little very inexpensive little gemstone crosses that were $1. Just stuff like that. End of year sale, take stuff off so that as I get ready to make my website live, I'm not having to put stuff on that there's like only one of. So of course that one has a broken thing. Where are the big ones? We need some more of the bigger ones. Here's a big one. Here's one of the bigger ones. Okay, small, big, small. Most of my puppy parents and I keep in contact. They send me pictures. They post them on my Facebook page. So I'll do like roll call every once in a while where I'm like, where's all the puppies at? And then people respond and post up new pictures and stuff like that. Okay. This one is not going to be able to fit everything. I hate when that happens. Every once in a while, you get one that's just, it's the other side of the first one we did. So this one is just going to be a direct, like, fold over. Oops. Did that crystal just break? No, it didn't. Okay. I thought it broke. It's okay. So I just need to get this to bend, and then I can bring in the Zeron pliers and squish it the rest of the way. because this side is so much shorter, I'm not going to be able to use that as the top because there's no way for me to fold, to hang the fish from this bottom spoke. So we'll have to find another one where we're not having that issue, which is fine. We shall do it. I don't know why this one's already crooked, but it is. Oh, I need to find 1, 2, 3, 4 more large snowflake spacers. There's one. Here's one. 2 more. I know my mess is a mat. I'm sorry if that's driving any of you crazy or making it difficult for my camera to zoom in. I will clean it up momentarily before we go so I can show you how it looks. Like I said, I'm doing a marathon video after the end of this live. I have so many ideas in my head that I was writing them down last night. Okay, these 4 are here. We need about that, and now the rest of these can go bye-bye and get them off of my mat. So that we can start. And then I will pull all of these to the side. Even end up using that size. We'll clean that up in a sec. Just clean up all these snowflake beads. I've already said this once throughout this series, but if you never know what all of these like pointed star snowflake beads are called, this is a snowflake because it has 6 points. The one that only has 5 points is called a sheriff star. The one that all of the petals like touch, those are JC spacers. If there was a lip on top and underneath a row of little dotted, that's a dotted spacer. I think I covered all of the ones that look very similar. I'm going to be doing that, like that will be a theme for a short. I'll just do a quick video explaining the difference with a clear example of each of them. I know that it can get confusing sometimes, and when you go and try to repeat or like use inspiration from our videos, but it doesn't look quite right, it may be something as simple as the wrong spacer. So it doesn't bother you. I don't think I ever met a blue I don't like. No. Oh. Beth, you never told me what you meant by you love it when creators say that. It's stuck in my head because I don't know. Okay. Like I said on your live, Dorothy, I think it was just that your creative brain was looking at a ton of stuff and you were getting all of these ideas and it was happening a little bit fast and furious. Whereas if you pulled out stuff for a specific design, it's, you know why those beads are all out there. So it just makes it easier. But yes. Oh, I know. She was just teasing me. I love that lady. I love all you ladies. Okay. The top one of the ball beads, because there is enough room on this one. The only problem that I'm gonna see is that this is bent off to one side. Okay, there we go. I need to bend it. Did I bend it the right way? Yeah, I did. Phew, I didn't check before I did that, which was not smart. So, I'm sorry that it's hard for me to do this part on camera. It just is. It's hard to do it off camera, but like if I hold it up against my chest, it feels easier. I don't know that it actually is. Okay. Come on. Face the way you're supposed to. Because you're probably where I'm going to put the fish. Okay. Last one. I'm going to hang it from the fish. Or hang the fish. Show you the completed piece. Oh, yes. I know. I have been on lives where creators ask and then just go on and do whatever they wanted anyways. It's like they already had what they were going to do ahead of time and were just asking while also crossing their fingers that somebody would suggest what they wanted to do the whole time. So I try to ask and go by recommendations because you guys are all beaters too. So you guys are just as creative, have just as good of ideas. Like, if this lady can have a YouTube channel, any of you guys can. I have multiple disabilities. I have all kinds of issues with dexterity, dropping things, everything else. So if I can do it, any of you guys can do it. And that's not me putting myself down. It's just me being real. I really do believe that any of you could do this. And if you decide to do so, please let me know so that I can have you on Beading Besties and introduce you. If you get a new Etsy page, let me finish this up and then we'll talk about this. All right, just have this one last loop. And if you've ever tried to do a loop at the end, no, you little stinker. If you made loops at the end of memory wire, you know what I mean. Okay, grab my Surround crimpers. I also do this when I'm folding wire over and I want the two pieces to touch. This will get you a very flat fold. Dang it, are you serious? see one starts acting up, and then they all think they can act up and run around when it is nap time. Both the ball spacer and the daisy spacer came off. Okay, turn this over so. I cannot get this back on because the daisy spacer keeps flipping up in the way. Okay, that one's not going to have a ball spacer. It's come off 3 times now. My little loop is already done. I'm going to try to close it up. It's at kind of a weird angle, which I will fix. Okay, so I think the best place to hang, to have the top and bottom, are going to be the one I just did and this one. So I think I just need to get this to go the right way. Still kind of off to the left. Okay. So where's my little fishy? Because the loops go the same way, I'm going to use a large silver jump ring. And I'm actually going to make my, no, that's only 20 gauge. But I have some thicker silver wire right here. That's a nice size one. I have this one. The only thing is that it's stainless steel and not silver. So I'm like, it's not going to be the focus, Heather. The fish will be. So I'm going to take this large ring, going to pop it through. Put the fish on. And close it up. And this, I know I need to make the hook. People will want to know the story of this snowflake that has a fish hanging off the bottom. So every year it's used to decorate. It will be able to tell a story, tell several stories. It can tell the story of, dad taking his little girl fishing. Then that's where dad proposed. And oh, here, this story thing happened once, and many, many, many more memories were made. So to anybody who isn't in the know, it'll seem a little odd, but to our family, it will make perfect sense. And that's all that matters. That's the whole, it's going to be one of those stories that every time it comes out, when the tree is getting put up and decorated, those stories will get told. There will be laughs. and we will get it. Oh, good, George. Oh, good, Anita. I'm glad you're feeling a little bit better. There it is, guys. I love it. I'm so excited to give this to Jerica. It's cute. All right, let's turn up so I can talk about what I was going to say when I said I was going to say it right after this. Okay, my 6 o'clock Sunday show, Beading Besties, which we didn't do the last couple of weeks, and I haven't had a guest for a couple of weeks before that. Rosanna is coming on with me this Sunday, I believe. That is not just for content creators. It never was. I never wanted my guests to only be content creators. I wanted it to spotlight different designers. If you are starting a new Etsy page, if you have an existing Etsy page that could use a little attention, if you start up a new Facebook group, if you start an Instagram or a TikTok or whatever else, yes, you can share that on your own. You can also share it in the Beading Besties Facebook group online that belongs to everybody. We have a couple of new people, so I will explain. The Beading Besties Facebook page on Facebook does not belong to any one person. Yes, I started it. There's a panel of admins. Becky, I believe Rosanna, Beth is one on there. There are no restrictions other than be kind to what you post on there. If you're having a sale, post the sale. If you have just put up a new line on your Etsy page, post it on there. The only restriction that I have about any of that is that once it goes where someone is like, I would like to buy this, how much is it? That conversation then needs to happen outside of the group. Because I don't want any of those transactions to feel like something Beading Besties is behind, because that's not the goal of the page. The goal of the page was to get you guys and introduce you to other beaders. There is a group chat for every single state. You can post anything there. It's a lot of fun. If any of you want a little spotlight on anything you are doing, please reach out to me. I would love to have you on Beading Besties. I asked about your jewelry journey, how you got started, what events led you to where you are. I asked some questions at the end of it that are just meant to kind of be fun. If any of you ever watched Robert Osborne on Inside the Actor Studio, it's similar to that. I asked my guests to have pieces of jewelry they've made ready. Therefore, we're not just talking about the pieces that are for sale or whatever else. They're actually getting to know you as a designer. So if you have any of that, please do not hesitate to reach out to me to ask to be on. Again, my email is the same as my channel name, titistrinketsandtreasures@gmail.com. That's the easiest way to reach out to me. Or you can hit me up on Messenger, whichever is best for you. Let me think. What else was I going to say? I just want to highlight as many of you amazing designers as I can, because you all deserve it. You guys are all ready. You're starting a new YouTube channel. Please come on, because I want to get everybody behind you. I want people to go and click on the link to your YouTube channel and subscribe right then and there, so that you get 20 or 30 new subscribers just from that, maybe more as we continue to grow. But that's the whole point of Beading Besties. It is to introduce designers, their design aesthetic to you. We may be doing some panel episodes where maybe it's people who have had an Etsy shop. We'll have them come on, explain the way they did things. We can do screen sharing if we need to, so they can show you specific steps, all of that stuff. You're good. There are no, you do not have to put up a post and wait for us to approve it. My thinking about that is we are all grown. We are all grown women. I ask specific questions within the membership request that have to have typed out answers, because spammers and scammers who have no intention, they're showing other people's things, want to take your money, and then you get nothing from it. They cannot write out a cohesive sentence to answer the questions because English is not their first language. So I'm very careful about it. We have not had any problems, 0 problems in the 6 or 7 months we have now had Beading Besties. 0 problems. People have not been rude to other people. People have not been posting things they shouldn't. People have not been reporting other members to the admin team. Nothing. I feel that that is the case because of the wide spectrum of things that Beading Besties can do for you, is for you, whatever else. My ultimate goal would be for you to find people that live in your area so you guys can get together and be together in person, or put together a group chat and bead and talk online, whichever. It'll be fun. So it's great. You're not a grown-up, Beth? Okay, hold on. I missed what Dawn said. Yes, I will put you on the calendar. Absolutely, Dawn. I will absolutely put you on the calendar. I love that. Also, I link all of my guest information. So their email, Etsy, website, YouTube, whatever it is, I link all of that down in the description box as well. That's another reason that I asked my guests to bring pieces of jewelry they've made. Because if you show pieces of jewelry and people are like, oh, I love that, I want to see how she did it, they're more likely to go and subscribe. Instead of me just saying, oh, here's the jewelry designer. She's great. We talk, and you have no idea what her design aesthetic is at the end of the hour. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah, I kind of stole that from Becky and Jenny, though, when they did their 10,000, 12,000 subscribers, big, like, brouhaha. They did where they, like, changed jewelry pieces every so often so people could see our design aesthetics, and I thought it was a fabulous idea, and I immediately copied it. So anyways, guys, what calendar are we talking about? Dorothy, yes, you haven't been on Beading Besties. Yes. Okay, yes, I have a guest for Sunday. It is Rosanna. Dawn, I would love to have you on. Dorothy, you need to come on Beading Besties. Anybody who wants to come on, just reach out. Even if you live in another country, don't care. Would love to have you on. If we need to do it at a special date and time, I would want at least a week's notice to go out for everybody so that everybody can go on. All right, cool. Okay, so we're going to do Rosanna and then Dawn, and then we're going to do Dorothy. So put it on your calendars. And I love that. The next 3 weeks are scheduled out. That makes me so happy. If something comes up, please let me know. I will need a picture of you guys for the thumbnail, which is one of the classes that I'm going to be doing in 2026. just the way that I do things. I am not good at learning new technology or new skills or new whatever. I had such a problem with Canva when I first started, and now I love it. I absolutely love it. Use it all the time. If I make a thumbnail for an unboxing for Randy, when I then use those items in a tutorial, I use the exact same thumbnail. I just change the wording. It goes from unboxing and it goes to design video 1. If I have enough stuff to make 2, then I just go in and change the same Canva and I switch it to design video 2. You don't have to make a new thumbnail for every video if your thumbnails are thank you, Beth. You're the bomb. Then you're a partner. You're not my assistant. So, yes, you're doing great. I greatly appreciate you. I forget what I was saying before I wrote that. It made me chuckle. I don't know. This is what I love, you guys. I love teaching. I love teaching. It's my favorite thing. I love opening new beads. I love shopping for beads. I love designing with beads. But when Dorothy started her YouTube channel and said, Heather, you inspired me and told me I could, so I did. That is the very best thing that I could hear. I got a phone call one night at like 10 o'clock. I didn't know who it was. I did not recognize the name. I was like, who is it? Or I didn't recognize the number. I was like, who is this? I answered it. I normally don't answer calls that I don't know the person, but I answered it. And it was somebody who had been afraid to post her own jewelry. People didn't know she made jewelry, nothing. And she called me to tell me that she got her first custom order. I rode that high for a week and a half, let me tell you. That's the kind of stuff that I love. I'm so glad my phone isn't the only one who changes Rosanna's name. Mine changes it to Rihanna. So I think she'll prefer that to the Risana. But yes, it swaps her. But I'm gonna do it as a recording and I'm gonna put it out. Because there are some pieces that there are multiple steps. So to do a long form live would be a lot. It would be very long. So I'm just going to put everything into one and we're going to go from there. So I know you call her sister. All right, ladies, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope that you guys are as excited for 2026 as I am. I think it's going to be a big year for all of us. I want to help grow this community together. I don't want there to be like popularity. Oh, they're the most popular. I think we should all grow as a community together. So, love you all. And as always, happy beading.